my plan for today is to go through our whole series, our whole beginner series with a few bonuses on it, but to start with like the most basic version of the exercise, and then progress on within that same exercise. So you can do anything from the most simplest form of it to the full expression of it, or anywhere in between. So we'll kind of take little stair steppers up to get to that level, and you need to listen to your body. You need to say, oh, my head doesn't feel like being up right now, I'm gonna put it down. You need to say, oh, my back is gripping, so maybe I need to lift my legs a little higher. Or put them down entirely, you know, just kind of, or I can't go that far all the way down onto the mat, so I'm just gonna go halfway and come back up. But we're gonna give you a version that you can feel comfortable doing in your body, and then know to stay there even if I progress the exercise on to the next level, just so you guys can start seeing what that full version looks like and know what the goals are to get there one day, someday. It doesn't have to be today, tomorrow, next week, or even next year. Just know that that's where we're headed at some point, okay? All right, so we're starting with your hundreds. Let's lay all the way down onto your back. Let's look at a few positions you can do. Now, the simplest one are these two choices. You can either reach your arms forward, scoop the stomach and lift your head up and look towards your stomach and do your hundreds here, or you can keep your head down. I mean, you could do your hundreds here with your head down and your feet down. That's probably the simplest version. Feet flat, head flat, and you're pumping your arms. So there's that version. Or scoop and lift up. You could do your pumping here. There's that version. If your head doesn't feel good up there, you can bring your legs up into that tabletop position and then pump your arms here. You could stretch your legs to the sky and pump your arms there. Or you could reach your legs forward, lift your head up, and this is where you want your full version to be for today. Pump your arms. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 3, 4, 5. You're breathing in for 5 counts. You're breathing out for 5 counts. Now listen to your body. Put your head where you need it to be. Put your legs where you need it to be. You need your low back anchoring on the mat. You want to think about your breath filling up with full oxygen in your body and squeezing out every single drop of air. And maybe your head was up to start, but maybe you need to put your head down at the moment. Or maybe your legs were straight and now maybe you need to bend your knees some. Listen to your body, that's okay. You want to pump, you want to breathe, you want to get that low back anchored. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Let's do one more breath here. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, and rest. Bend your knees in. And then let's roll up to sitting. However best you can. If that's rolling over to the side and then sitting up, that's fine too. But we're gonna start sitting here. Head is on top of your hips, your back is flat, kind of like when you started your hundreds a moment ago. Look towards your stomach as if you were lifting your head up off of the mat. Now pull your stomach back, so your eyes need to watch your stomach. Only go back as far as you can control it and you don't fall down. Pull your stomach in deeper and let that bring you back up, and then go ahead and lift your head up again, just so you know that difference. Start with your spine lifted, your head tall, and just because you look towards your stomach doesn't mean that your chest falls down. Pull the stomach back into all that space you created, and let the stomach guide you down. Only go as far as you can maintain control. Scoop the stomach in and roll it back up and sit up tall. We're doing that again. Round your chin to your chest and roll back. This is your roll back that's going to prepare you for your roll up. It's easier on the way down. Scoop the stomach to come back up. It's easier on your head. You don't have that little jerky sensation that you feel like you get stuck in. Round your chin to your chest, scoop the stomach, and roll back. So keep holding on to your legs if you need to. And then if you can, now go all the way down, shoulders, neck, and head. Lift your arms to the sky and reach your arms back. Or you can keep doing your roll back. Arms go up to the ceiling towards your legs, lift your head. Roll up, grab your legs when you need to help you scoop to come up. And then when you're rounded, go ahead and lift your head back up again. Round your chin to your chest. Pull the stomach back. Reaching your tail towards your heels. You can stretch the arms. Roll the shoulders, neck, and head down. Arms go up and reach back. Again, the arms go up. Sink your stomach to help lift your head. If you need to grab your legs, grab your legs. If you don't, keep reaching your arms forward so your arms stay level to the floor. Lift your chest, your neck, your head up through those arms. One more time like that. Look towards your stomach and roll back. If you can keep your arms reaching forward and you don't need to grab your legs, keep reaching them. Lift them to the ceiling, reach your arms back. But if you need to grab your legs, grab your legs. I'd rather your spine be smooth. I'd rather your roll-up be smooth, and you use your arms right now to help that. And then this time, keep your head down, don't lift it up. We're staying in the round this time. Rolling back, letting the arms float up and reach back. You do what you need to do. Reach the arms, scoop and roll it up. Pull the stomach, reach the arms forward, stretching the back. Pull the stomach into the back and all that space you created, and reach it back down. We're going to do 2 more versions of this. Reach the arms up, roll up. As you roll up, you can stretch out your legs. That's going to give you more stretch in your hamstrings, the back line of the body. Roll back. You can lift your knees up a little. Scoop the stomach and roll it back down. Reaching the arms back. Again, lift the arms, lift the head, roll up. Stretch the legs out. Keep lengthening through the whole back line here. Now, if you can keep the legs straight as you roll back and all the way down. Even if you want to keep going your roll up or your roll back with your legs straight, you could try that. You could keep those legs straight and only go halfway back and not all the way down. Again, listen to your body. Listen to your level of control today. Lift your head, roll it up. Exhale as you go over. One more all the way down. Pull the stomach, lengthening the low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head, and reach the arms back. I'm going to push the arms out to the side, down by my hips, and really feel the arms now pushing down into the mat. Feel your chest opening, feel your spine lengthening, and even here, flex your feet. This should feel like standing up tall. We just have the mat behind us helping to tell us where straight is. So really feel the heels pushing forward, the stomach pulling up. Maybe you feel stretch across the front of your hips. Maybe you feel work across the back of your thighs. Maybe you feel the work of the upper back and the back of the arms pressing into the mat. Or maybe you just feel all that space across your chest and tall through your head to your heels. Whatever you feel is great. And then go ahead and rest for a moment. Bend your knees. Feet flat on the mat. Now I'm hugging my legs together. Inner thighs together, feet together. Squeeze it tight. Feel your stomach. Pull your inner thighs up towards your rib cage. And then sink the rib cage down into the mat. So you want to feel the weight sinking down in your upper back there between your shoulder blades. And then from here, go ahead and bring your right leg in. Give it a stretch. Now be careful that your pelvis didn't go with it, that your pelvis stays anchored on the mat, so your whole spine is still long on the mat. Go ahead and reach your right leg up to the ceiling, holding onto your leg wherever you can hold it. I'm holding behind my thigh. And even if your leg is maybe still bent a little bit because you're tight, that's okay. Go where you can. Flex your heel to the ceiling, and then point the toe to the ceiling. Flex the heel, get that calf stretch, that hamstring stretch, and then point across the top of the ankle. One more time, flex. Now circle the ankle, rotating it around, creating the letter O on the ceiling, and you can feel the stretch change in the back of the leg. Reverse it. Just as the ankle is rotating around, loosening up from the ankle, you feel the stretch differently in the back of the thigh and the leg below it. And then stay there. Rotate out your leg. I want you to be able to see your inner thigh all the way up to the arch of your foot. And then press your arms down on the mat. Circle your leg across to the left, forward, out, around to the right, and up. 2 more like this. Across, forward, out to the right, and up to center. Go across, past center, forward, out, away from center, and on center. Reverse it. Out, forward, across, and up. Center, out, forward, across, and up. Center, one more, out, forward, across, and up. Center. Now hold the leg, don't go anywhere. Stretch your left leg out and flex that heel, as if you were just standing on the mat that we were talking about earlier. Your head to your heel is long on the mat. Try to keep rotating out your leg, and maybe your flexibility isn't here. Maybe it's out here. So listen to your body and go where you can go. Press the arms down and circle. Across, forward, out, around, and up to start. Across, forward, out, around, stomach picks it up. Across, forward, out, around, and up. Reverse it. Out, around, across, and up. Use your stomach to lift that inner thigh. Rotate out your leg to find the inner thigh and hold. Grab the leg and then just give it a stretch. Whatever feels good to you. And then we're bending both knees, placing both feet flat on the mat again so we can reset. So your pelvis is anchored. Really sink your stomach down into your back. So your back is anchored on the mat, and then bring your left leg into your chest. And again, don't let that pelvis roll up with you. You want to keep the pelvis anchored down on the mat. Reach your left leg up to the sky and hold on behind your thigh, wherever that is for you. If you can stretch it all the way, stretch it. If it's a little bit bent, that's okay. But leave the knee still for the moment. Flex the heel to the ceiling, and then point the toe to the ceiling. Heel reaches up and you're stretching the back line of the body. Toe reaches up and you're stretching the front line of the body. Reach your heel up, calf, hamstring, right behind that knee stretches. And point, pull the stomach down away from the toe, lifting up. One more like this, and then let's start to rotate the ankle around. Because as you're circling the ankle, we talked about the leg below it loosening up. So when we get to circling the leg, reverse it. We really start to stretch the back that's down below it. And then stay in that stretch, lift it up. Rotate out the leg so your knee and toes are looking out, away from the center. Your heel is touching right on the center. And then press the arms down, single leg circles, goes across to the right, forward, out, around to the left, and up to center. Across right, forward, out, around, left, up, center. Across, forward, out, around, and up. Now reverse it. Out, forward, across, and up. Away from center, forward, across center, up to center. One more, around, and up. Now grab the leg, leave it there, and stretch your right leg long on the mat, flexing the heel. Maybe you get a stretch across the front of your right hip and thigh, and really feel that length of the right leg. Keep rotating out the left. Arms pressed down by your side and circle. Across, forward, out, around, and up. Across, forward, stomach lifts the inner thigh. Across, forward, out, around, up. Reverse it. Rotating out your leg and lift so that your stomach can find your inner thigh to lift. One more, around and lift. Stay there. Grab the leg and give it a stretch. Whatever feels good to you. And then we're bending the knees again. We have a little roll up here so your arms can reach back. Your arms can lengthen your waist. Your stomach can sink down. Lift your head, roll up, however best you can. And sit up tall. Take your hands to the back, right behind your hips. And as you push down your arms, lift your chest, your waist, your hips up so much your hips are light. And you can shift your hips forward to your heels. Even here, that should feel like a good stretch on your shoulders. Make sure that your head's not down here inside your shoulders, but lifting up out of your shoulders. Now leave your legs where they are, and then grab either behind your thighs or grab onto your ankles or shins, wherever that is for you. I'm gonna hold behind my thighs at the moment. So I'm not sitting directly straight up because my pelvis is pulled forward, closer to my heels. So really, if I looked down at my tummy, now I'm making the shape of a letter C from my tail to my head. That's that C curve. Holding your stomach strong, let's try to keep this shape. And then lean back a little more, maybe the heels float up. Lean back a little more, maybe the toes float up and you're balancing here. So you're holding this shape. There's less of you on the mat, so you have to work harder to maintain that shape. Go ahead and push the toes down and the heels down, and you rock forward just a little bit. Lift your head up. So make sure that you're not crunching in your neck there. Just because you look down doesn't mean your head goes down into your chest. You want to think about some space like the size of a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. Now I'm looking down towards my tail, and we talked about the C curve here. If I were to keep tracing a line, that line would continue down towards my knees, down towards my tail, back, up, forward, and down. So I'm continuing this circle. We don't see this connection from your head to your knees, but it's gonna be there one day. Pull the stomach, you can lift your heels up, you can lift the toes up, and find your balance here. So if you can maintain this circle, if you can maintain the C curve, you can roll back and roll up. Massaging your spine as you roll back. Pull the stomach away from your legs and then reach your legs away from your stomach. But you're maintaining this shape the whole time. It will see, oh, sometimes it's hard. Roll it back and come up. If you can, take your hands towards your ankles and roll back. And two more, roll back. One last time, roll back. And then place your feet down. Take your hands behind your hips again. Now push down your arms, lift your head, neck, and chest up, your waist up so much your hips get light, and you can move them back towards your hands. Just even that transition can be a really good exercise here. So I'm going to turn and face you for a moment so that you can see arm-leg position. You can face me, you can look to the side, whatever you want to do. Pick up your right knee up towards your chest. And right now my hands are on top of my knee, but I want my right hand to go to my right ankle. And then I'm going to place the foot back down again. Switch your legs, picking up your left leg. So my left hand is going to my left ankle. My right arm is squeezing that thigh towards my stomach, and place it back down. You're going to do that again, and I just want you to keep practicing on your own, alternating the legs and alternating the arms. Really think same hand to ankle or opposite hand to knee. Because here's why. Y'all keep going. I'm going to pause and talk for a moment. So I need you to pull your elbows wide to the side and the shoulders down your back. That way you're not crunching up into your neck, but that you still have space in your neck. Y'all keep going. So, but if my hands are like this, and my outside hand is to my knee, I pull. Now look what happened to my knee and my foot alignment. It's not there. This is not good for your hip. So you want to make sure that your opposite arm is to the knee, your same hand is to the ankle, because then you have the alignment of your foot, your knee, your hip, all in the same plane. Not twisted out like that, but directly in line, almost like it's going to the shoulder. So with that being said, I'm going to turn to the side again. Bring in your right leg and stretch out your left. And then bring both feet down on the mat. You're going to switch. Stretching your right leg out, picking up your left. And switch, so your left leg is reaching out as you're pulling the right leg in. And switch it out. You can do this version. I actually really like this version sometimes. It helps with coordination, pulling the stomach in, lifting your head up. You don't get crunchy in the neck here, but you're still working your stomach because your chest is behind your pelvis right now, not directly on top of it as you bring that leg in. Probably should have cued that earlier, but that's okay. Y'all are watching too. And one more time like this. So this is the shape we're about to make, but we're going into a different place on the mat. Roll all the way down onto your back. Go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. We're going to start this with your head down. This is your single leg stretch. So pull your right leg into your chest and stretch your left leg up to the ceiling. And then you can reach your left leg forward a little bit, but your low back has to stay on the mat. Don't go so low that your back pops up. That's not healthy for your back. Now switch your legs. It's also not helping your stomach. So you're reaching the right leg out as you're pulling the left leg in. And switch. We're starting this with your head down right now, just so you can really work the coordination of your legs and your arms. Switch your legs, pull the stomach in. You can keep doing it with your head down, or lift your chest up. This is the shape that we made earlier. Switch. With your chest in front of your pelvis. Right now your chest is up above your pelvis. Pulling the right leg. Actually, I said that wrong. With your chest behind your pelvis before, because you were leaning back, you were making that C curve. And so now you're lifting the chest up, making that C curve. And switch your legs. Pulling the stomach in, your elbows are wide, your shoulders are down your back. One more here, right leg stretching, left leg pulling in. Bend both knees and lower your head down. Roll up to sitting. Okay, So sitting up tall, your head, shoulders, waist, hips are on top of your whole spine is straight, head on top of your hips, as if you were laying flat on the mat. However, I want you to scoop the stomach back and lean back a little bit. Now your chest is behind your pelvis. You've got that C curve in your spine again. So stretch both legs out across the mat and reach both arms forward. So your legs and your arms are parallel with each other. Pull with your stomach and drag your legs back, and you can grab for your shins. Reach your legs and arms forward, but pull your stomach backwards, navel into your spine. And then scoop the stomach, bend the knees, grabbing the legs back in. One more time like this. I'm about to make it harder. Reach the arms and legs forward. Don't go anywhere with your legs, but lift your arms to lift your back a little more. Wherever that is for your arms, your shoulders, your back. Now open the arms out to the side, but they're not behind me. They're in my periphery vision. Press the arms down to the side to your legs and then bend the knees and come back in. Let's do that again. Reach the arms and legs out. Hold it there. Lift your arms to lift your waist. Circle the arms around and reach your arms to your legs. Scoop with your stomach to bring the legs back in. I'm changing it a little more. As you reach your legs out, go ahead and lift your arms up. Hold it there. Circle the arms around, grab the legs, scoop the stomach and bring it back in. 2 more like that. Reach out, lifting through the arms, stretching through the legs. Circle the arms around, grab the legs, and scoop and pull it back in. 1 more time like this. Reach through the arms, reach through the legs. Circle the arms around, grab the legs, and pull it back in. Lay down onto your back. We're doing the same thing here with your head down on the mat to start, bringing your knees into your chest, feel your stomach in your back. So your back is flat here, but reach your arms and legs out away from each other. Now they shouldn't be low, they shouldn't be any further away than they were when your legs were on the mat and the arms were toward the ceiling. Circle the arms around, grab the legs, and pull your knees back in. This is your double leg stretch. Reach your arms and legs out away from each other and sink the stomach down. Circle the arms around, pull the stomach into the mat to bring your knees into your chest. 1 more like this, reach it out. Don't let your back leave the mat. Circle around, grab your legs, and deepen your stomach into your back, into the mat. Keep doing that, or lift your head up. Now you're in your C curve, you're rounding your back. Reach the legs and arms, but feel that stretch. Circle around, grab the legs, bend the knees back in. 2 more. Inhale, reach long the arms, long the legs, not low necessarily. Circle around, grab the legs, pull it back in. 1 more time. Reaching it out, lengthening the body, circle those arms around, grab the legs, bend the knees back in, and rest your head. Sit up again. Okay. We're going to do 1 more up here. Reach your legs out. Reach your arms out. Now scoop the stomach and lean back so your chest is behind your pelvis. You find that strong stomach here. Pick up your right leg and grab it wherever you can. Lower the right leg down. Keep reaching the arms forward. Pick up the left leg. Stomach lifts the leg. Grab the leg. And lower it back down. Try to keep your head still. Pull the stomach to pick up the leg. And lower it back down. Pull the stomach, pick up the leg. And lower it back down. 1 more. Pick up the right leg and hold it there. Your arms are straight, your legs are straight. But now bend your elbows, bringing your leg towards you a little bit. And then straighten the arms out. Let the leg lower a little. Bend the elbows to pull the leg towards you. There's that extra hamstring stretch. Reach the leg forward. Again, stomach pulls in as your leg lifts. Stomach pulls up as your leg reaches. Then lower the leg down. Arms are reaching in front. Scoop and lift your left leg. Grab it. My arms are straight, my legs are straight. Pull the stomach and bend the elbows. And reach it back out. Pull the stomach and bend the elbows. And reach it back out. 1 more time. Scoop the stomach to bring the leg towards you. And reach it back out. Shoulders are down your back. Lower the legs. And then roll all the way down. And bring your knees into your chest for a hug. So we're starting this with your head down on the mat. Reach both legs up to the ceiling. Grab your right leg wherever you can and reach your left leg forward. Now remember, it doesn't drop down to the floor. You reach the leg out. Lift the leg, switch it, catch the other leg, and lower the right leg with control. Bring it up. So instead of pulling the leg towards you, you're reaching the leg away from you and pick it back up. Reach the leg away from you. Keep that low back anchored. One more time here. Reach the leg, anchor that low back, and pick it up and reach it forward and pick it up. Now stay there. Scoop the stomach down. You can lift your head up and then grab your right again. Reach your left leg forward and then pull the right leg towards you. Straighten both legs together and grab the left and lower the right as you pull the left leg towards you. And together, and bend the elbows to pull the right leg towards you. And together, bend the elbows to pull the left leg towards you. And together, one more each side. Pull and stretch the right leg and switch and pull and stretch the left leg. Switch and bend the knees in and rest for a moment. Knees are pulling into your chest. I want you to make a diamond with your, not a diamond, a triangle, with your thumbs and pointer fingers. And then sit on your thumbs so that your fingers can wiggle. If this is not agreeable to your elbows or shoulders or wrists or anything, you can always reach your arms down long, but I like having a little platform there for your pelvis. That way your stomach can really stay anchored into the back. So from here, give me a little tabletop here with your feet, your knees, your hips, level with each other, and then gently turn your knees out just a teeny tiny bit. So this is more like a diamond shape between your heels, your knees, and your tail. And then let your knees reach forward a little bit, and then keep your low back anchored. Pull the stomach into the mat to bring your knees back up over the hips. Allow the legs to go forward, but your feet aren't dropping to the floor. Pull the stomach into your back to bring the knees back up. Now I said so your fingers can wiggle, so even here as your legs go forward, you should still be able to wiggle your fingers and pull the stomach in your back. If you are not, your low back is lifting up off the mat and you're squashing your fingers. Don't do that. Keep your low back on the mat so you don't squash your fingers. And one more like this. So you can take both legs forward, only as far forward as you can keep your low back anchored, and pick them back up. And press your elbows down on the mat. Go ahead and pick your head, neck, and chest up if you're able, and then take both legs forward, and then pick them both up. Now my feet are not dropping off my knees. My thighs are moving forward, and then my stomach picks up my thighs. Reach the legs forward, scooping the stomach to then pick up the thighs, and then lower your head back down. So you have two choices there. Or stretch your legs up. Heels together, toes apart. That's why I had your knees open here, that you just lengthen the legs up, your knees and toes are still turned out. Reach both legs forward, do not let your back leave the mat. Pull the stomach in the mat to pick the legs back up. Reach both legs forward, your stomach stays on the mat. Pull the stomach down deeper to pick the legs up higher. One more like this, still be able to wiggle your fingers. And pull the stomach in the back to pick it up. Leave your legs there, push the elbows down and lift your head, neck, and chest up. Look at your tummy. As your legs go forward, pull your tummy towards your nose, and then lift your legs to the ceiling, pull the tummy in the mat. Pull your tummy towards your nose as your legs go forward. Pull the tummy in the mat as your legs go up. Pull the stomach up through your head, and then pull the stomach down in your back on the mat. Bend the knees and rest. Place your feet down. Take your hands behind your head. Elbows wide to the side. You can just let your elbows and arms rest here for a moment. Just pick up your right knee into your chest. Keep that hip down. It's like before when we brought the leg in for single leg circles. We didn't roll the hips up. Place the foot back down. Again, now sink the stomach down to pick the left leg up. Placing the left foot back down on the mat. So you're just walking the legs. Right leg picks up. You can push on your left leg and place the right leg back down. Push on the right leg to pick the left leg up. Keep your pelvis stable and back down. And if that's going okay, well, do it one more time on each side so we are even with our threes. 3 on the right and 3 on the left, because you know I love myself some threes. 1 for your mind, 1 for your body, 1 for your heart. Okay, now stay there. Lift your chest up and twist to the right. and then place your head and chest back down. Lift your chest up and twist to the left, and place it back down. You want to take your left rib up and over around the right, and back down. Take your right rib up and over the left, and back down. Let's do one more like this. Rotating up and around, and back down, but your stomach falling down into the mat to come up, not poking out to the ceiling, and down. Now, if that's going okay, you can put those two things together. As you pick up the right leg, lift up and twist to the right. And then place the foot down, place your head and arms down. Lift up the left leg and twist to the left. And place it down and come back to center. So you're pulling the stomach down into your back as you lift up, and then lengthening your spine longer across the mat. Pull the stomach down as you lift and you come up, and then lengthen the spine down longer on the mat. Come up, because as you twist, you're stretching the back, so as you lower down, stay that long. One more time, lift up and twist, you're stretching the back, and then place it back down longer on the mat. Very nice job, you guys. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, and then roll up to sitting however best you can. Okay, open your legs out a little wider than your mat. And then if you're tight here, your knees might be bent a little bit. That's okay, you can have that little bend of the knees, or try to push your heels away. Try to stretch those legs as much as you can. And then go ahead and bend the knees again, just so you feel that difference. As you push your heels forward, pull the stomach backwards, so there's space and length between your navel and your heels, and then you can rest again, letting those knees come in. And then as you're reaching your legs forward, your thighs are pressing down, your stomach is pulling up, getting taller through your spine. Now stay there. I'm gonna let you keep your hands on your knees for the moment. Your head is lifted up. Round your chin to your chest. Remember, that doesn't collapse your chest. Now round your chest forward towards your thighs. Allow your arms to slide down your legs towards your ankles. And just hold that there. Feel that stretch in the back of the neck, of the upper back, middle back, lower back, maybe the back of those legs, maybe all of them. And now with all that stretch you just created, lift up taller. Let your hands just rest on your kneecaps, letting your head lift on top of your shoulders. Imagine you're up against a wall. Your head leans away from the wall. Now your chest, upper back leans away from the wall. Now your middle back leans away from the wall, but try to keep your low back pulling back into the wall. So you feel that separation from your upper back and rib cage away from your pelvis and low back. And roll back up, stacking your spine taller into all that space you created. One more time like this, round your chin to your chest, pulling back and up the stomach as you're pressing down and forward through the legs and the heels. And then roll it back up. We're gonna add on a little bit. I want you to take your arms so your fingertips are on the mat between your legs. Lift your chest up through those arms. Carefully your head's not falling down in front of your chest, but that your shoulders are pulled down so your head's on top of your chest. Then round your head forward, then move your arms. Try to creep like little spider fingers across the floor, creeping your hands forward. As far as you can go to get the stretch, then push your hands down and try to lift your stomach up more in that space. With all that extra space you created, pull the stomach back and let that drag your spider fingers back across the mat, letting your shoulders slide down your back, your neck and your head lifting up. Again, chin to your chest and then creep your hands forward. When you've gone as far as you can, push on your hands down and forward, pull the stomach back and up, and then pull the stomach up so much that your spine follows it, and you stack each vertebra up on top of the one below it. One more time like this, chin to your chest and round forward. As you round forward, squeeze out your breath, exhale out your breath. Push out every drop of air. When you have nothing left, let the inhale float you up. New, clean, fresh breath into your spine, and then one more version here. Reach the arms out. Let your arms stay level to the floor. Round your head down, and as you reach forward, pull the stomach back and up, Make sure that your pelvis doesn't go twisty, that it's level, and pull the stomach in. Let your shoulders press down, your neck and your head lift up. Chin to your chest and round forward and exhale your breath. Squeeze out your breath, all of it out. When there's nothing left, you have to inhale, lifting your spine, your chest, your lungs up. One more time here, chin to your chest, exhale. Squeeze out all of your breath till there's nothing left in there until you're a vacuum, completely squeezed out, and you have to inhale, which floats you up all the way back up, and rest. Good. So let's lay down onto your back again. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. And I want you just to take your legs, maybe you're up behind your thighs or maybe you're on top of your knees, whatever feels best to you. But right now, pull your knees towards your rib cage, even if the tail curls up a little. We're gonna let that be okay at the moment. And then pull your pelvis back down, but don't let your back come up off the mat. You have to keep that back on the mat. So scoop the stomach and bring your knees closer to you. Feel that work in your stomach, but maybe there's a little extra stretch in your back. And then pull your pelvis back down, keeping your stomach long into that, or strong into that space. One more time, pull the stomach, your knees towards your rib cage. So that's pulling in or up towards your chest, and reach your hips down, reaching the legs out away from you. Now stay there. We're gonna add a little circle here. So pull the knees towards your chest, then reach your knees over to the right hip. Maybe the left hip comes up a tiny bit, and then you go forward so your tail is long, then go over to the left hip, maybe the right hip comes up a little bit, and then you come back to center with your knees into your rib cage. Reverse that, knees over to the left hip, forward over the tail and the pelvis, but keep that low back on the mat. Take your knees over to the right, maybe the left hip comes up some, and back to center. Do that a little faster, to the right, forward around to the left, and into center, and to the left, forward around to the right, scoop it into center, one more each direction, forward around. It's like you're tracing the letter O on the low back, or a 0 on the low back, and back in. Now stay there. Reach your legs up to the ceiling. Imagine you have little pencils on your toes. Turn out the legs so your seat is hugging together. I'm gonna hold on to my legs, and then pull your legs a little closer to you. A little extra stretch. Take your legs over to the right hip, forward over the pelvis, left hip, and up over the belly button. Not the ribs, but the belly button. To the left hip, forward, over to the right hip, and up over the belly button. To the right, forward, around left and belly button center, and to the left, forward, and to the right, belly button center. One more each direction. Keep rotating out those legs so you can see your heels, and you can make sure that those heels finish right at the center line. Hold. Now let the arms stretch, and your feet are right now over your pelvis. Press your arms down on the mat. Circle the legs to the right hip, forward in front of the pelvis a little, to the left, and up center in line with the pelvis. Left, forward, anchor that low back, right, and center, to the right, forward, around left, and center, and left, forward, scoop the stomach to bring it center, last one each direction. This is your corkscrew, and center, and left, pressing the arms down, and right, and center. Bend your knees in, give them a little stretch. Roll up to sitting. Lifting your spine up tall. Go ahead and open your feet out again to the side of the mat, like you did for spine stretch forward, but you're gonna take your chest this time. Your pelvis is still on the mat. Turn your chest to the right leg. And then from there, your right hand can go behind your right thigh, and your left hand can go in the center of your mat. Go ahead and round your head down, and round your head towards your right knee, so you're getting that extra stretch and rotation in the back. And then roll up, still facing the right leg, and come back to center. Turn your chest to the left leg. So my nose, my chest, my heart is in line with that left knee and toe. Round your head down as if my forehead's gonna go to the left knee. However, I have to be careful not to have my right hip pop up. I need my right hip to stay down and back on that mat. and then roll it back up. Otherwise, I'm just moving the pelvis and I'm not stretching the back. Come back to center. Go over to the right, round your chin to your chest, and as you round over, now take this left hand towards your right leg. Maybe you're grabbing the shin, maybe you're grabbing the ankle, or maybe your left pinky finger can reach to your right pinky toe. And then roll up, still facing that right pinky toe, head on top of your hips. Come back to center, turn to the left leg, round your chin to your chest, round it over. As you're rounding over, your right hand is reaching towards your left shin, ankle, or maybe that right baby toe. If you can reach that right baby toe, make your hand really strong and long, flat towards the floor, like a blade. And then roll back up. We're gonna do one more here, and back to center, twist to the right, round your chin to your chest. If you can, take that left pinky finger to the right pinky toe. Now take your right arm back behind you and lift your palm to the ceiling as much as you can and twist your chest a little more as if you're going to look to that back right arm. So your arms are creating a diagonal line. Now saw that baby toe off. 3, stretch forward, pull back the stomach. 2, stretch forward and then pull back the stomach. 1, stretch forward, pull back the stomach and lift up. Reach your arms out so your head's on top of your hips and come back to center. One more to the left. You're going to round over. And then reach the right pinky finger to your left pinky toe. If you can, you're taking your back left arm up towards the ceiling, palm towards the ceiling, and rotating your chest a little more. Saw that baby toe off. Forward, pull the stomach back. Stretch forward, pull the stomach back. Stretch forward, pull the stomach back, and come all the way up. Head on your hips. And then center and rest. Lay on your stomach. So at the moment, I want you to take your hands, like one hand on top of the other, and then rest your forehead on your hands. Okay. So hug your legs together as best as you can. Reach your legs long behind you as best as you can. And then bend your right knee, pulling your right heel up towards the ceiling. And still think about your right knee sliding down to try to meet your left toe. So you're getting that stretch across the front of your right hip and thigh because you're working the back of the right hip and thigh. And lower the right leg back down again. Other side. So bend your left knee, pulling your left heel towards the ceiling, but still sliding your left thigh, your left knee down towards your right toe. And then reach it back out because we want to stretch open the front of your hips here. Bend your right knee again. But I need you not to crunch in the low back. I need your belly button to stay lifting into your low back so that the low back isn't what's bending, but the seat is what's pulling. And lower it back down. Or I should say the low back isn't what's pulling, the seat is what's pulling. Bend your left knee, pulling your heel to the seat. And then reach it back out. One more time like this, bending your right knee. Keep lifting your belly button up through your back as if your belly button is trying to touch your heel. And then as you reach that leg long, think about your belly button reaching long with it. One more time, lift the left heel, pull the stomach up through your low back to try to touch that left heel. And then reach the left heel long and the belly button stretches long. Now we're squeezing your legs together. Bend both knees at the same time. Think about both knees sliding to the back of the mat, off the edge of the mat back there, and then reach the legs back out. Now be real careful that you don't crunch your low back here. Lift your stomach up to protect your low back. Feel the work in the back of the thighs, and then stretch it back out. One more time, stomach pulling up as you bend your knees. You're stretching the front of your hips. Working the back of your thighs, and then reach the legs back out. Now stay there. Now keep your head where it is, but open your hands out a little wider than your shoulders, so your head is hovering off the mat. Now find your arms, press your palms down on the mat, pull your shoulders down your back, and still work the back of your thighs, but lift your head up, lift your throat up, lift your heart up. But again, it's not the low back doing the pulling. It should be the bottom and back of the thighs doing the pulling. Lower back down. Again, so find the back of those legs, reach them long, then press your legs into the mat to lift your chest away from the mat in opposition. Lower back down. So get long first, your head reaching forward, your toes reaching backwards. Now the toes press down to lift your head, the thighs can press down to lift your heart. Still feel your shoulders sliding down your back. And lower back down. Lay onto your side. So as you're laying on your side, you want your head, your shoulders, your ribs, your waist, and your hips all lined up at the back of your mat, but your feet to the front of the mat. So really you're in that flat back with your legs reaching out kind of on a 45-degree diagonal. And then from here, you can either keep your head down on your arm or prop your head up with your hand. Whatever feels best to you. Just be careful that your hand doesn't push your head forward, but that your head is still back in line with your heart and with your hips. Head, heart, and hips, all at the back of the mat. Let's talk about this top leg. Take your top leg and turn the knee and toes to face the ceiling. So you're taking this outside thigh and pulling it around the back. The inside thigh is looking forward. And then rest. Because you're taking this outside thigh, pulling it to the back, which is lifting your knees and toes up towards the ceiling. And then let it fall back down again. Because as you rotate into the back of the thigh, opening the front of the hip, now that deactivates that hip flexor, because now your stomach can connect to your inner thigh. And then pull your stomach and your back to move your leg forward towards me. And then bring your legs together. And then push your leg to the back. And you should be working the back of your thigh just like you just did to lift your chest up off the mat. And then bring your leg together. So as your leg goes to the front, keep your leg as straight as you're able. Be careful that the foot doesn't fall down, but the heel stays in line with your hip. And bring it back together. And as you push the leg to the back, again, you shouldn't be pulling with your low back. You should be pressing with the back of your thigh to open the front of the hip. And bring it together. One more time. Pull the stomach in to bring the leg forward, stretching the back of the thigh, and bring your legs together. And then take your leg to the back. And think about even here, your inner thighs pulling all the way up through your head, reaching in opposition to your toe, and then bring your legs together. Good. Keep that leg turned out. Reach your leg out so far, lift your leg up the wall, up towards the ceiling, and then reach your leg out across the ceiling, down the wall, and your heels reconnect. Go out in order to lift up, and then go out in order to lower back down. Rotate as you lift the leg up, and rotate as you lower the leg down. We're going to do 3 more a little faster. As you lift the leg, keep turning it out. Make sure that your head and your chest are staying still, that you're not rocking forward and back, that you're still turning out that leg, really working the rotator. One more time, pulling the stomach into your back, and then pulling the stomach up through your head. Stay there. We're going to take these slow. I want you to take your top leg forward towards me, but only kind of in line with your toe, with your toe on the floor. Then lift your leg up so your heel is just a tiny bit higher than your hip. Reach your leg back, hold it there, and then back together again. So really it's almost like the size of your foot. As your top leg goes forward, it's in line with your bottom toe. Lift up and reach your leg back. Your top toe is in line with your bottom heel, and center. Forward and up, back and center. Or, keep going, it's the size of a tennis ball. Let's think about that. Or an apple. Circle the leg, and now do that circle of an apple faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rest. And do you feel that all back here? You should. That's where I want you to feel it. So keep turning it out. We're reversing that direction. Take your leg to the back. So your top toe is in line with your bottom heel. Lift your leg up a little bit. Reach your leg forward. Top heel's in line with your bottom toe. And then you squeeze those heels together. Back, up, front, and together. Size of a tennis ball or an apple. And here we go faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and rest. Lay onto your tummy, one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands like you did a moment ago. Still find the back of those legs and lift your thighs up a little bit off the mat. Your toes, your knees are hovering off the mat, and then rest. But again, you don't want to pinch into your low back. Lift the back of your thighs and feel that connection into your seat. Open your legs out to the side, about hip-width apart, and then pull your legs together, heels together in line with your heart. Push the legs apart in line with your hips and shoulders, and pull the inner thighs together, squeezing them tight in line with your nose. Open and close, open and close, open and close, and rest. Other side. Okay, we're lined up at the back of your mat. Your head, your heart, your hips at the back of the mat. Your feet are to the front of the mat. Your arm can stay long and your head can stay down, or you can prop your head up. Careful not to push your head forward, but keeping your head back in your hands. Take this top leg, rotate it out, your knee and toes facing the ceiling. You're working that rotator, pulling it to the back to open the hip flexor, and then rest. And again, work the rotator, pull it around to the back, wrapping your thighs, and then rest. One more time, rotate it out. Now stay in that rotation, take your leg forward towards me, but don't let your hip come with you. And then bring your legs together. Take your leg to the back, and again, we don't want to crunch into the low back, we want to work the back of the thigh. And then back together. Pull your stomach into your back as your leg reaches forward towards me. And together, press the leg back, pull the stomach up through your head, and together. So your stomach is scooping into your spine, and together, and pulling, scooping up through your head, and together. We rotate out the leg, going up to the ceiling, and pulling it back down on top of the leg. Rotate to deactivate that hip flexor, and rotate it back down. So we can fire those outside thigh muscles around the back, so the inside thigh muscles can look to the ceiling, and up or to the front, and back down. 2 more, rotate as you lift, don't let your head and hips move, and lower back down. 1 more time, your upper body stays still, you move the leg only as much as you can without the upper body moving. Stay there, those small circles. Take your leg to the front in line with your toe, up to the back in line with your heel, and center, heels together. Front, up, back, and center, front, up, back, and center. 1 more time, size of an apple or tennis ball. Here we go, faster. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and together. Reverse that. Back in line with your heel, up and forward in line with the toe, and together. Back, up, front, together. 2 more like this. Size of an apple or a tennis ball. 1 more. Lift and really let your legs stretch out. Now go faster. Every circle should pull your leg longer, your tail longer, so your tummy can pull taller. 7, and rest. Very nice job. Sit up tall. All right. We're setting up for your teaser. It's never too early to start these suckers because they're hard. So reach your legs out in front. Reach your arms out in front, and then scoop the stomach, lean back. So your chest is behind your pelvis, you're in that C curve. And I just want you to lift your right leg up and find your balance. So your arms and your leg are parallel with each other. Lower the leg down, lift the left leg up. So your arms and your leg are parallel with each other. And lower back down, sit up tall. Because that's a hard position to hold for a while. And then go ahead and lean back again. We're going to start with the left leg. Now be careful that your chest isn't sinking down and your head's not down here by your heart, but that your shoulders pull down and your neck lifts up. And lift your leg only as far as you can lift it without your head sinking down. And it depends on flexibility too. Pick it up so you go where your body can. If it's lower, it's lower. And back down. One more on each side. And back down, last time. And back down and sit up tall. And that's all we're doing for our teasers today. So let's go ahead and stand up and finish up tall. Okay, stand, heels together, toes a little bit apart. Feel the wrap of the back of the thighs, kissing the seat together down below the pelvis. Pull your hip bones together right above the top of the pelvis, and then the stomach lifts up, the legs press down in opposition. Your shoulders can go wide and down, reaching down towards the mat. And then feel the shoulders and arms press back a little bit like they were just pressing down on the mat earlier. Standing tall like you were laying flat on the mat earlier. Your heels reaching, your head lifting, and then rest. So just standing becomes effort. Reach the arms down, lift your chest up. Feel like that tiny swan of your chest lifting your head up off the mat. Even though you're not going to look to the ceiling, you're still going to look forward in front of you. But because you're fighting gravity here, you still have to work those muscles as if you were lifting up off the mat. And then rest. And then one more time here. Reach down, reach back, opening your chest. Feel your stomach pulling up so much that maybe they pick the heels up off the mat as well. Squeeze those heels tight together, stay floating. And then as your heels go down, lift your head in opposition, lengthening the spine. Navel pulls in all that space. And rest. You guys are done.